Good day everyone, Alice here from Safi Financial Network. Today is January 4th, 2023. Alright, here is S&P 500 chart, and today we had like a uptick today, but in overall market just sold all the buyers actually top there. So what do I mean? Like if you go to early chart, which we will cover it later, any pullback to the upside would be sold immediately, and lots of sellers are there, and there is no buyer market there. So today we had like a federal meeting minutes, FOMC meeting minutes, and they forecast for 2023 there is no pivot, and market just got disappointed because early morning, like the job report was kind of disappointing, which market just begged for. Okay, here's the pause from Federal Reserve, here's another signal for Federal Reserve, just because job market is not that strong, and probably they will do pause or pivot. But when federal FOMC meeting minutes came up afterwards, they just say there is no pause or there is no pivot, at least for 2023, and it seems like we had a good rally in interest rates in 2022, and we just succeed to suppress the inflation a bit, and we are aiming for 2% inflation still. That's going to be on plate, and we know that it's going to be more than 7% right now. So we have far away to go down. So Federal Reserve will not pause or pivot until we get to 2% inflation for 2023 or 2024. So that's why after Federal Reserve minute, market just had a very sharp sell-off to the downside. However, just the last 10 minutes, market just is spiking back up, like lots of short sellers just covered their short position, and that's why market just had a bounce. However, this consolidation signals a very sharp sell-off, I would say, probably to the downside, especially when we are getting slightly momentum is getting up to overbought condition. And look at that. So there is overbought condition is coming with momentum index. We are in halfway, we are at 7%, so let's go to probably 40% or so. So when we get there, the overbought condition, and we are still in this consolidation mode, it signals that we have like this is a trend, this is a downtrend, and this consolidation is signaling for just a time digesting for another sharp sell-off, probably the same scale that we have before consolidation, which goes all the way down to here to double bottom, probably around 3500, 3579 or so. So I'm still looking for the downside, at least for 3686, and probably lower in February, March, or even January, I would say. Just a late January, especially after January 10th to 18th, that would be my cycle to have like a bottom here. So again, and when you look at the daily chart, this is not a strong chart at all, especially last two trading sessions. I mean, like today and yesterday, market just had a very shaky and fragile, and it's kind of like the same symmetry as 2022. So it's going to be continuation of this downtrend, probably to this area to 3000 and even lower. But right now I'm just looking for this box, which is 3200 to 3400 for the downside move for S&P 500. Going to hourly chart, here's the hourly chart, and if you look at my previous video, which was yesterday, I told you market probably will have a nice upside to this area and then coming down. And sure enough, we had this just after my video. We had this here, and then early session we went all the way down to here, but market just spike up to the upside. We got into Nasdaq position, and Nasdaq just came here to this area. We will cover that one shortly. It didn't trigger our stop. It didn't get to our target level, but this QM pattern is not that strong that I anticipated. I thought that market will have more sell-off probably today after FOMC meeting, and it's coming to this area, but still it's hanging out there, but it's not have enough momentum even to break out to the upside. When I see this candle, I thought that okay, probably we are going to be stopped out, but the sellers just came up after this, and look at that. So here is another pivotal point, which I believe this is going to be very, very strong pivotal point for the market. And right now just ranging here in this area like 38.71, just a bit above, and the downside would be 37.68 is the downside target. So still we are ranging here. This consolidation, when this consolidation breaks out, either way that's going to be very, very ugly, and I think it's gonna break to the downside, and probably we are going back to double bottom at least to 3600. Okay, moving on to Nasdaq. Let me go to Nasdaq. Here's the Nasdaq daily chart. The same pattern. The pattern is much weaker compared to S&P 500. You see this is a bullish harami here, but this bullish harami even didn't close more than half of the previous session. Just it came up all the way to here and then coming down. Right now we are at 34% down, 34% down in Nasdaq, and Nasdaq is weaker compared to S&P and Dow Jones especially. Nasdaq is the weakest index among the other one, and that's why we got into Nasdaq short position. This is a nice bearish consolidation. Probably it's kind of like a poised and a sliced for another dip to 93.62 to 97.69. So that's going to be my level for the intermediate bottom for the Nasdaq. All right, so if you go to hourly chart, here is another hourly chart for Nasdaq. Let me just zoom in here. So Nasdaq just played out very, very nice for our QM pattern. It went up to here. We just signaled for short. It was kind of like a sell limit here, so market went down, went up here to this box and then coming down. Right now we are in the money, but it didn't trigger our first target. If we get to our first target, which is 10,700, so it's let me just put it there. So it's there. So it's there, right there. So if it gets there, just, then I will take out some portion and waiting for the rest, probably going down to lower lows as well, because I would expect a bounce here, probably bounce happen here, and I don't want to miss any target area for this one. But I think ultimately Nasdaq will head to lower levels. All right, moving on to Dow Jones. Let me go down to Dow Jones and show you. Here's the Dow Jones, and here's the Dow Jones daily chart. Moving on to the daily chart. So this consolidation, again, the same thing happened. However, Dow Jones still we are above this trend line, and this consolidation probably is signaling for a short spike to the downside, probably maximum to this area, to this wide range bar. Look at that. So this wide range bar, so probably just bottom of this wide range bar, which is 31,000. So if you see 31,000, so let me just put this one, 31,000 right there. So probably that's gonna be the lower low for the Nasdaq, double bottom for S&P, but higher low for the Dow Jones, 4 under signal for the bottom. I'm not expecting Dow Jones is coming down all the way this time, at least this time, to 30,000, but you never know. Probably that happens, but still Dow Jones is better compared to the other one. If you want to go long position, go with Dow Jones. If you want to go with short position, go with Nasdaq. So that's what I'm doing. Here's the hourly chart for the Dow Jones, again the same thing. So this nice QM pattern is forming. The right shoulder is getting up there and still not triggering the downside. So if you zoom back here, nicely worked out here. So still just looking for probably downside to this area. So if it triggers to the downside, probably it will go all the way down to 32 400 to 32 600, but right now still above there, so it's not giving us any signal for the breakout to the upside or downside. However, I have more inclination to go to the downside. Okay, I think I wrapped up everything. Today I want to just talk about the Tesla and Alibaba as well, so make sure watch those videos as well, which is coming after this video. Wish you all the best and see you on the chart. Bye bye.